Stupid fucking catchy ass Backstreet Boys.
I'm riding high and you're screaming down there.
Get your little stinky booty out here. Your stinky little butt. Your stinky little butt. Wow. Come here, D. Come see me. People want to see you. People like you. They don't like me. They come for you. They want to see a big squeaky yawn. Give it to us. Give me a yawn. Give it to me. I want to see a big squeaker. Hold on, let me get back here. This is a good yawn spot. Can I get a yawn? Can I get a squeaky yawn? What about down here in the butt? Sometimes that gets a yawn. Butt scratch. Oh, there it is. Yes, we got it. We got it.
If you were wondering where that first accusation came from, it was one of them that went on Howard Stern, so you can...
Oh, my God. Dude.
I feel like...
Yeah.
They probably...
I mean, whatever. Like, Howard Stern had legit shit on it, but it was also a place where people went to be wild. And
yeah.
Howard would dig until people would say what... Like, he had a real... He still does, kind of, although it's diminished in later years, but... One of the reasons like Howard Stern was so great was he was a guy that like there were other people like him in radio that were just being wild and rude and crude and edgy, but he had this way of talking with people when he interviewed people that was like personable while still being really, really impertinent. He came at them like he was a little boy that was interested in shit, and he got people to say things. Where these other morning zoo guys, the slide whistle dudes, nobody would go on their fucking show because nobody respected them. But Howard got to be both. He got to have one foot in both worlds, which is why I am such a huge fan of his career.
Up to a certain point.
up to a certain point, yeah. Definitely has not had the greatest arc, but it is an arc nonetheless. And he was just unstoppable in the late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s, late 90s. He was ubiquitous, unstoppable. He was pretty much the last thing about radio that mattered. Like, radio was already pretty much a zombie by the mid-90s, early 2000s. People were starting to burn their own playlists. The internet music sharing thing was starting to happen. MTV was more ubiquitous than ever in households. The internet, all of that shit, right, was happening. The radio industry was basically just a shambling corpse. And the single pillar that held it up, for as long as it was held up, was Howard Stern. He was the only person doing anything of note. I mean, like, he made some just unforgettable shows and got guests to say some crazy things. Like, his 9/11 show should be mandatory for everybody that learns. In fact, I think it probably is taught in college on his 9/11 show. He was live on 9/11 in a high-rise, and what is it? Just a big build, like the radio, one of the radio buildings down on Fifth Avenue. And every high-rise on Manhattan mandatory evacuated. And when they came in and tried to tell Howard that they were mandatorily evacuating him from the show, he told them, tell them to come arrest me, because I'm not stopping. I'm going to stay live. And he told everybody in his crew, he was like, look, I understand. You want to go home and be with your people today? I can run the show. I'm the only one that has to stay. Everybody is free to leave, no judgment. Nobody left. The whole crew stayed up there in that fucking high-rise, knowing that there could be a plane any second, and did one of the most fucking crazy shows, where just like the news was unfolding, and they're right there in Manhattan, so they're getting it first before anybody. And so it was like crazy, bro. Absolutely nuts. But that was Howard Stern. Like, you never knew if you were going to tune in that day. And the best thing that happens was they had a contest where a homeless guy got to throw baloney at a stripper's ass, and if he landed one on each butt cheek, he got $10,000. That might be the funniest, most interesting thing that happened that day. Or there might be a national tragedy, and you've got a person that actually speaks from the heart to talk about it. You know? Or you've got a political guest that nobody expected to show up, showing up. It's like fucking crazy. It was just such a vibrant show. And so much of that show, the meat and potatoes of the Howard Stern show, was the conflict between the people that worked on the show. Every other radio show, you never heard from the fucking producer, the video guy, the little fucking intern that runs and gets the tapes for you. He made them all characters. And people, they had their fans and their detractors, and some of them were heels, and some of them were just loved, and he just lorded over it all like a ringmaster at a circus. And he created all of them. Like, it was him, that his hyper-observational nature that made them interesting. None of the people that became huge on that show were interesting people to the naked eye. They were only interesting through the hypercritical lens of Howard Stern. And he made each one of them into this irrepressible character. It's fucking brilliant. Dude, I could just glaze Howard Stern for hours, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'm not even kidding, dude. That guy gets, like, way too much shit. Now, he sucks now, okay? Yeah, I give him shit, too, for that. But, like, him being edgy, him saying shit that wouldn't fly today. A lot of people just want to, like, have pretty much in their minds just, like, canceled the dude. And he responded to that by just becoming the most milquetoast, unwatchable, unlistenable piece of shit on the planet.
And just kind of kicking his feet up and just coasting down.
Yeah, just like riding his $1 billion contract out. Yeah. I don't blame him for that, but it's just like, I would never tell somebody to go listen to the Howard Stern show now. There's nothing happening. But from, I didn't start listening until about 95. I think it was 95 or 96. No, it must have been 95 because I used to ride in my dad's car and I would listen to it on the way and he would say, man, I hate this show. But he'd laugh at it too, so yeah, it must have been 95. I started listening because it came to our local rock station in the morning. So I used to wake up to Howard Stern and listen to about an hour and a half of it every morning. And I stopped listening in 2018, something like that, 2017. So that's a long time to listen to one radio personality and remain kind of loyal to it. So I definitely like know me some Howard Stern shit. I know me some Howard Stern lore, you know. When Artie Lang was on there, it was gold. Oh yeah, I mean, a lot of people say that was peak. Stern was when Jackie left, Jackie the Joke Man Martling, who was like the stupidest idiot on that show, man. That guy had literally the goose that laid the golden egg, and he slaughtered it. Like the guy, he was this nobody comedian that Howard pulled up out of the gutter and gave a fucking career to. He was making millions of dollars as a personality on the most scintillating fucking radio show on the planet. And he just, every year when the contract negotiations started, he didn't have representation because he didn't want to pay anybody. And so he would just go into the management team and be like, I want more money. And they'd be like, you're not getting more money. This is the money that we're going to give you. You can take it or leave it. Why leave it? And he would like try and press gang them. And Howard just told him one year, he was like, Jackie, I just want to let you know, this year I'm not backing you. Every year I go to bat for you and I get you a little something extra and stuff, but I'm tired of doing it because I don't do it for anybody else around here. It's not fair. So you take your fucking deal or you can leave the show. Oh, I'll do it. And then like it came time, Jackie did it, and he expected Howard was going to be like, all right, Jackie, come on back. I fixed it for you. But he never did. He just walked away from $1 million career, multi-million-dollar a year career. And now he's just a fucking nobody. You know what I mean? And so that chair, they called it the Jackie chair, sat empty on the show for a while, and they would have comedians come in and sit in the chair for a while just for a show. And Artie Lang was one of those comedians, really unlikely to be chosen because he was not a super popular comedian. His biggest claim to fame was he was the star, well, one of the stars of Mad TV, which was a sketch comedy show in the 90s. Really like just New York, Brooklyn kind of guy, Italian guy, pretty casually kind of racist, but in the funny 90s way. Anti-gay, but in the funny 90s way. Just a kind of like a man's man. And Howard was smart because there were so many comedians vying for that job. I mean, people that actually had stand-up careers would have left those careers to work that job. Because number one, you can't buy that type of publicity as a comedian. You're not going to get Howard Stern level publicity for any level of money. So being on that show is like writing your golden ticket. And two, you know, they knew that it would position them and it would catapult their career. And so Howard, being brilliant, took a look at the way that the show was set up. And at that time, it was him, an increasingly rich, out of touch, socially awkward guy. Robin, a flaming narcissist, and Fred, a weirdo. And he went, what do I need? What isn't in the room? A normal fucking dude. An average gut bucket dude that eats pasta fazool all night, stays up till 3 a.m., drinks, gambles, farts, belches, unapologetically heterosexual. Just boom. And Artie Lang was it. Artie Lang was a super important component of that type of a show. He is the everyman. He is the voice of the people, right? And Howard didn't treat him that way. He let Artie have wide latitude to do whatever he wanted. He didn't try and stymie Artie's career. Artie cashed in on that show to the point where it actually drove him insane. So Artie would work on that show 5 days a week, and then every weekend he would travel to Vegas or Atlantic City and do a big, giant Artie Lang show that he would be advertising all week for free on the Howard Stern show, so it was guaranteed sold out. He would cash a $40,000 check for one night's work, do coke until he got bleary-eyed, spend about half of it on hookers, fly back to New York, and then the next morning he's got to be up at 5 a.m. to be on the Howard Stern show. And so Artie burned the wick at both ends like that because he just couldn't say no to the money. And I don't blame him. It's like Artie Lang would go make fucking 6 figures over a weekend and then come back to his $10 million fucking radio contract. And he got to fuck, you know, every stripper in sight and do every line of coke that somebody laid out in front of him for free, and, you know, never had to pay for his drinks anywhere. And he was just fucking living that whole, like, I'm a party guy in my 20s, kind of Jim Belushi kind of lifestyle. And it was basically like what my mom would call it is burning the candle at both ends. Like, you're depleting your entire essence. You're giving too much. You're putting too much of yourself on the line. And that was true of Artie. He started to show up late for work, call in sick on the Howard Stern show. And Howard, brilliant guy that he was, made a bit out of it. Because Artie would call in with these voicemails to his producer, Gary Delabate. And he would be like, hey, Gary, it's Artie. I'm sick again today. I'm going to try and get some rest. Go to the doctor later. Sorry about that, buddy. And they started just playing those on the air. And, you know, leaned into the, like, Artie's on heroin, Artie's on coke, which he was, by the way. He was on both. And eventually Artie just admitted on the show, after a long, drawn-out, protracted denial, that he was a heroin junkie and a cocaine addict. And that started a whole arc on the show. He wasn't fired from the show for it, but his behavior started to become increasingly erratic to the point where it actually endangered the show. The worst case of it, well, there were two that were pretty egregious, especially if you consider that, like, if you're working in entertainment, right? Any kind of corporate entertainment, the no violence policy is the #1 policy you have to follow. You can stretch pretty much any other rule but the no violence policy. If you hit somebody at work, you have to be fired. It's a work safety issue. It's a lawsuit waiting to happen. And Artie Lang got mad at one of the dudes on the show, Sal Governelli, and threw like a CD case at him and whacked him right in the fucking face from across the room. It was actually a really good shot if you go watch it. You know, he threw a jewel case like probably 12 feet and smacked the dude literally between the eyes with the corner of it, just like whack, right? That happened. He was chastised by Howard. You can't do that type of shit. And then he had Artie Lang had an assistant named Teddy, who was also a character on the show, like a side character that they would bring in and fuck on. And he was arguing with Teddy because Teddy was a shitty assistant and didn't have his social security number on file. So he had to produce it all the time to get his passport and blah, 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 all this shit, right? And he was fiending on heroin. He was trying to kick heroin. He was taking heavy doses of, what do they call that to get people off of heroin?
Suboxone.
Suboxone. Or Subutex is what he called it.
Yeah.
It's probably
well, there's two different kinds.
So that's what he was taking then, Subutex. And he started arguing with Teddy on the show, and everybody's having a good time. Like, Howard loves conflict. It's one of the reasons why his show was so popular, is like he knew when to be loud and when to be the center and when to just shut up and let people fight. He loved it. He was giggling. Everybody in the room is having a great time listening to Artie freak out on his 25-year-old college assistant. And all of a sudden, he gets up and he goes, you know what? Ted, you've been stealing my money. And he stands up and just rampages directly across the studio, right at Teddy. Everybody starts screaming in the studio and shit. Benji, one of the guys in the studio, grabs Artie from the back, and it was like a toddler had tried to stop King Kong. He literally just like carried Benji on his back and never even slowed down. Teddy ducked out of the room. The security guy, Ronnie, ran into the room, couldn't stop Artie even with Teddy on his back, or even with Benji on his back. Finally, 2 or 3 of them were able to shove Artie into the green room and lock him in there. And when he came back out, he was still all hot-headed, and Howard said, I gotta fire you, buddy. Or not, that's not how it went down. He quit. He was like, I can't be here no more. I'm a danger to myself. I'm a danger to others. I'm a fucking heroin addict. I can't be here no more. I quit. And so he did. But Howard got him to come back for a while. After that, they took him back into the studio, and it was actually a golden era for Artie, because for a lot of that, he wasn't back on the heroin, but he got back on the heroin. And then attempted suicide at home. He stabbed himself 22 times in the stomach with a pair of scissors. And because he was a big fat fuck, he survived. None of it penetrated any of his organs. But that was his wake-up call. He left the show. Obviously, they couldn't have him on the show anymore. He got clean. He got his nose fixed. His nose was collapsing from cocaine abuse. One of the things that happens to heavy cocaine abusers is that you get coke nose, which is like you get these sores on the inside here, this stuff that's like this thing in the middle here, your septum. You get sores, those turn into abscesses. Those abscesses end up rotting away, and eventually your nose just like collapses. And that happened to Artie. But he's gotten it fixed now. His nose looks way better. He got a plastic surgeon, helped him fix it. But for a while there, and you know what? To his credit, he walked around with it and kept doing shows. And when people talked about it, he would tell them straight out. I hoovered so much coke and heroin up my nose that my nose literally collapsed. Artie Lang's nose haunts me in my sleep. I had a white habit for a while, and fear of getting that kind of nose helped reel me in and starting to get too crazy. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I never really dabbled in either of anything that I had to fucking blow up my nose. I never really dabbled much in. It's just not my preferred method of drug taking. But I knew a couple of people that got into coke specifically. It was later, like in my college years. And it was never a good story, so good on you getting off of it. Hello from the future, great trans-Midwestern pipeline and solar array. What's up? I loved coke when I did it. I would have gotten addicted if it had stayed around. Yeah, I tried it a couple of times in my 20s, and I'm not going to tell you like it was horrible, because it wasn't, but it's just not I don't like feeling up. I like feeling down. I also managed to skip over heroin, okay, because I knew that if I tried heroin one time, I would tumble into a lifelong addiction, so I just never did it. Coke doesn't affect me in a euphoric way like other people. That's all it did for me. It just made me more talkative and more giggly than I usually was, and it made my heart feel like it was going like... It's just not all that memorable or pleasant. Artie was great on Mad TV, but David Herman was the MVP. Yeah. I loved Mad TV. Mad TV was great, and Artie was good. Yeah, I loved his fat black mama character. That was a fun character back in the day. Something that nobody would do now, ever. But it was fucking hilarious, and everybody laughed at it too. Black people included. Trust me. Snorted something only once. Then I determined smoking and psychedelics was more the vibe. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of pretty much the same way with my drug use. I tried a couple of fucking illicit substances other than weed and alcohol and psychedelics. Really just my home base, man. That's my shit. Not so much the alcohol. I will drink every once in a blue moon, but those other three, that's the trifecta for me. Weed, mushrooms, acid. In that order. We can all agree on anything. It's that getting stoned is cool. Yeah, it is. It's crazy living in a city like Miami where coke use is so common and pretty much accepted. Oh yeah, it's been that way for a long time though, guys. Like coke use, like I saw a lot of it in the 80s when I was a kid. Like it was really common party drug and my parents were partiers. So I saw a lot of little fucking quick snooters, the little fucking like I think they call it a bullet. I saw a lot of that shit. It was just pretty ubiquitous and it has been forever, bro. Like people, like coke just kind of like, I think it goes in and out, but it pretty much stays at a medium. You know what I mean? It gets more popular sometimes, less popular sometimes, but everybody's like, people, and that's like blue collar people doing that too. My parents weren't aristocrats, you know? They were snorting up the same coke that fucking Hollywood was. It's crazy. A bump, yeah, that's a tiny little, yeah, you're taking a bump, but the little thing, I don't know if there's any coke users. I think I've heard it called a bullet, where you flick it open and the coke's in there and you just close it, put it back in your pocket, no coke, clean your nose, and you're done. Yeah, it used to be puro. At 15.5 a key es puro. You can't lose money. You made a deal for a fucking $15 million, Tony. Are you fucking crazy? Your folks did blow? Yes, my folks, my aunts, my uncles, all their friends. Yeah. I wouldn't say that they ever developed like a coke habit, but it was a pretty common party drug in the 80s and still is. And my parents were partiers. Everyone did blow the same. I know. You have to explain this to people though. Because like there's a lot of people that if they found out their parents did blow, they'd be like, what? I can almost guarantee a lot of you, your parents did do blow. They won't tell you about it, but they did. If your parents were teenagers in the 80s or 90s, they did blow. 70s, they did blow. Oh, you'd play a great 80s Miami coke dealer. Yeah. I like that, Holmes. I like it. My parents at least tried it. Yeah, my parents at least tried it too. My mom's told me all the shit she did, and she's not ashamed of it. Well, maybe not ashamed. No, I don't think she carries shame for it. It's part of her story. She tells people. You know, she did pills, had an alcohol problem, coke, weed. Those are the ones, you know, she did acid, I think, or mushrooms a couple of times. I mean, like, that's, you know, par for the course in the 80s. Yeah. It was the good-ass Escobar shit in the 80s. Not that Nacho Traficante shit we smoke now, you know what I mean? It was the good stuff. I have severe ADHD, so I'm literally immune to stimulants like meth. They just feel like caffeine to me, I see. They feel like caffeine, I think, to a lot of people, just like a giant overdose of it. Ketamine is fire. Yeah, I would do ketamine, but I want to do like therapeutic ketamine. Like I want to go to like a clinic and do ketamine. Get out of here. You look familiar. Well, my name is Paul Parkey. I was born in Madera, California. I went to Madera Unified High School. If none of that rings a bell, you probably don't know me, player. I'm also a podcaster. Maybe you've seen me talking to people. I don't know. That's what I do for a living now. I'm a podcaster here on YouTube. Would you do Jenkum? No. Key is mad psychedelic when done right. Yeah, so I've heard. This is why I come to these live streams. Okay, yeah, cool. Jenkum was a hoax, by the way, guys. Jenkum didn't exist. Jenkum was a media hoax. There was never a Jenkum. Huffing fart gas does nothing to you. It might make you sick, but it doesn't get you high. Thoughts on Kratom? I've tried it. I have to take a pretty high dose of it, but it gives a mellow kind of like, well, I used to abuse barbiturates, and it gives me a mellow kind of like Vicodin-y feel. Like a little Percocet-y, but not like hard, just like a very mellow undercurrent of opioid. But yeah. The yoga and CPAP looks like it's doing you good. It is, man. Yeah, dude. A little bit better every day, you know. Losing weight at a super healthy clip. I think I'm going to be below 300 pounds well before the end of the year, which is really nice. My hope is to get to some like 260 and just kind of fucking chill there and not worry about it. Well, I'm not really worried about it, but I'm just saying like 260 would be fire for me. I'm a big guy. I don't want to be fucking rail thin, and I'm not looking to be athletic either. So I think 260, 250, somewhere in that zone would be real healthy for me. I know I can do it. I've already lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds in 5 or 6 months. I know I can do it. Just a matter of sticking to what I'm doing. Eat less than I need. Keep ramping up the exercise as I can do. So. Yeah, by the end of it, so my heaviest weigh-in this last time around, the one that got me to like really go like I'm about to die. I feel like I'm gonna die, and I will die. That's absurd. I stepped on the scale at my sleep doctor, and it said 367 pounds on it, and I was like, fuck. Like I'm pushing 400 pounds. I'm gonna die. I'm in here at a sleep doctor because I can't breathe at night, and I weigh almost 400 pounds. I'm gonna fucking die. So 360 pounds. 367. And the last time I weighed at the doctor's office, which was over a month ago now, it was like a month and a half ago. I don't weigh myself every day. That's just part of my like mental health process. I get obsessed stepping on the scale and shit. It just ends up derailing me. So I only, my thing is I only weigh myself at a doctor's office. That's when I find out how well I'm doing, and that has served me really well. The last time I went in there, the scale said 321. And if I'm losing weight at the same clip, which I know I am, I know I've lost weight since then, I should be sitting somewhere around like 307, 308, somewhere between 305 and 310 right now, which means definitely then, because I don't have my doctor gave me the best doctor's visit I've ever had the last time I went in. Usually they're like, we'll see you next month.
And I talked to my doctor. They went over my blood work. Everything was good except for my good cholesterol. That was a little low. But my vitamin D was good. All my blood work looked way better than it did 6 months before. She congratulated me and all that. And then she said, I'll see you in 3 months. And I was like, so it'll be another month and a half before I weigh in. And I will almost certainly be below 300 pounds when I go do that. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm between 6'1" and 6'2". I go back to back with my friend Scotty that I work with, and he's the same height as me, like literally, like we go back to back and it's like that. So we're like 6'1", 6'2", somewhere around there. Do you think you'll get more athletic? You'll find lifting? Well, here's the thing. I don't know how. I'm trying to move near the ocean. I'm a swimmer. I love swimming. And the last time I lost a lot of weight really healthily, I was swimming almost every day. Well, that's not true. 2 times ago. I was swimming almost every day. It's great low impact shit. I've got a horrible back, terrible blown out knees, a lot of like old injuries that are just nothing you can do. And shit I was born with. I have scoliosis, so my spine is curved like that. And I have just constant, I fucked myself doing that. I have constant back pain that I have to manage. My knees are both blown out pretty bad. One of them from an injury when I was young, and the other one for compensating for the one that can't do as much. Yeah, so I need low impact exercise. That's why yoga is so nice for me, because it's very low impact. But I would love to be near the ocean, because I'm getting a wetsuit and I'll be out there in the fucking ocean every day doing swimming. Like, that is my jam. What up, What up? You ever tried a treadmill? I did, so that's why I said 2 times ago. The last time I got down below 300 pounds, I was eating better and exercising kind of like obsessively every day, maybe too much, but it was good for me. I lived in a building that had a nice gym in it as part of the perks of living in the building, so I could just scan in with my little ID card that I got in the building with, and they had tons of these like super great ellipticals. And when I started, it took me a while to figure the elliptical out, and I shit you guys not, it was freaky for me to think about it. I would be halfway through an hour-long run on the elliptical. So eventually I figured out you don't have to keep doing this. I just started jogging on the elliptical, right? And it was really nice because it comes up to meet your knees. But I was getting fucking, like, my heart was getting in a good rhythm. And I started doing 15 or 20 minutes when I was big and fat. By the time I was done, I was running for 60 to 90 minutes pretty much every day on the elliptical. Just So I know that, like, if I get one of those, it's probably going to do me good. I just don't want to get it now before I move, because it's a big giant thing. That's another thing I've got to pay to have shipped across the fucking country. I just rather wait until I get where I'm going and then order one, you know. Was this in Washington? Yeah, it was when I lived in the Avalon Meidenbauer building in Bellevue. That building was fucking crazy, bro. Had a grocery store in it, had a fucking gym in it, had a central courtyard at 2 or 3 different levels. It was fucking crazy. I have tried to surf quite a few times. I never was able to get very good at it. I was able to stand up a couple of times, but it was just not my jam. You know what I learned from trying to learn how to surf? I learned about body surfing. And that's my favorite shit to do now. I like to wade out in the ocean about waist deep, get out to where the breakers are. Usually in Pismo, it's about chest deep for me, right? And then just catch one, and you do this, and you let the wave crash over you, and it just pushes your body like a fucking missile. It feels great, and it's my favorite thing to do. Biking. I used to ride bikes every fucking single day when I was a kid. I just don't live in an area right now that's very conducive to biking. The area I'm moving to is, so I might do that. I do squats. I do squats, and that has helped my knees a lot. I started by doing 1 or 2 because I could barely get up when I was big, like bigger. And now I do 20 squats 3 times a day, so 60 squats a day. I just upped it from 15 every time I do it. Well, I mean, I don't always do my shit 3 times a day, but between 2 and 3 times a day. Yeah, those e-bikes are really cool. I was telling Amelia, like, when we get to this, because this place is very rideable that we're moving to, and I was like, dude, I might want to get, like, one of those cool, like, electric scooters, get an e-bike. It's like, I'm going to have to space this out because I want to get a kayak for me and her, too. We've got a vehicle that's perfect for rack-mounted kayak. Just got to get a big, nice 2-person kayak. That's my dream. Well, not my only dream, but that's one of my goals, is to get moved to this little beach town, to get a kayak and get some electronic scooterage to fucking scoot around on. No, I've done a lot of kayaking, so I'm good on a kayak. I know that they're sketchy. Did you fish? Yeah, I like fishing. I'm good at it. My parents were really good with me when I was a kid because they never, like, we very rarely kept the fish we caught. It was more like sports fishing, you know? And so I learned how to use the wire snips to get in the fish's mouth, get the hook out, and throw them back without hurting them anymore, obviously. And so, yeah, because I know that I know how to do that, I'm more than happy to fish. I just don't like hurting animals unnecessarily, but fishing is like, it's a very primal thing, you know, and especially if I'm not doing it to kill my catch, although I wouldn't have a problem with that either. I'm a pescatarian, so. I use barbless hooks. I don't, because if they gut it and you have to cut it free, it needs to be able to either settle in that stomach or move. And if it's got barbs, it's just going to cut them open inside. So sometimes you'll get a fucking fish that instead of striking with their mouth, which is typically what big predatory fish want to do, it'll just gut it, is what we used to call it. Like, just swallow it right down into its intestines. It's like, you ain't gonna rip that hook out, so you cut bait, you know? I didn't know that. Yeah, they weren't illegal back when I was a kid, but my dad taught me never to use them, so. I've ridden a dirt bike a bunch of times, but I've never ridden like a street bike of any kind on my own. I've ridden like bitch behind my dad on a bike, a street bike, but I have ridden pretty, not tons, but pretty extensively on dirt bikes. I did a lot of like dune riding when I was a kid because I lived near the Pismo Dunes. The Sand Highway, baby. Did a lot of four-wheeling as well because my parents were in a four-wheel drive club. My dad had an old Willys Jeep that he rebuilt and put a big nasty fucking V8 in and put a monster motor tires, jacked it up, and it was an off-road fucking monster, bro. It was so fun. I get so sad thinking about that Jeep. I want that Jeep. That's one of those things that if I ever become a rich guy, that's how you guys will know. I'll have a primer gray Willys Jeep from the fucking 40s. Decked. Beautiful fucking roaring V8 in it. Old style fucking non-posi traction. I don't care. I don't want all the new shit, man. I want the Rumbler. All these new bitches got posi traction helping them up these hills. Nah, I'll make it up. I'll make it up. All these new bitches got to be able to shift into four-wheel drive with a push of a button. Now, I'll get out and twist my hubcaps. Thank you very much. I know how to do it. Get out of my way, bitch. We're going 4-wheel drive. I don't like any new Jeeps. When I see a new Jeep of any kind, even a Wrangler, bro, even a good fucking Jeep, and it's new, I just want to spit on it. Willys or die. Okay, that's the only Jeep that's worth having. And if you don't have one, shut up. No, I love four-wheeling. I learned how to do it really safely, but really fun when I was a kid. My dad involved me in everything. Taught me how to drive that Jeep. Let me drive the quads. Let me drive the fucking dirt bikes and shit. Taught me how to do it, man. It was fun. Never protected, though. It was the 80s. No helmet, no knee pads, no leathers. Just get out there, boy. You'll learn. I lost my virginity inside a Jeep. Bro, the biggest abomination in the world is the Jeep Patriot, bro. That, when I see one of those driving down the road, I'm like, you motherfucker. You soccer mom piece of shit. You have sullied the name of Jeep. Yeah, dude, seriously. If I were a rich man, like, you guys ever think, I think about it a lot. I think everybody does, right? Every American, at least, every Westerner has got to be like, you daydream sometimes about, like, dude, if money was no object, I would have X, right? And, you know, I have different layers of it, too. Obviously, I'm a pretty practical guy, and really my dream is to have a piece of land to be left alone on. Be able to have some chickens and some goats and shit. Quiet, peace, be able to fucking stand around naked in my yard and wank my dick if I want. Nobody's around to see it, and if they do, they've got binoculars out and they're being peeping toms, you know what I mean? Big old nice trees, some fruit trees, little greenhouse on the property, little fucking double wide on the property that I make into a studio so that I can do recording shit and music shit, have a really nice fucking podcasting studio / recording environment so I can have like guests come in and work with me that's the fucking medium to long-term goal. 1 acre of land, a tiny little shitty house I can fix up, an outbuilding with my fucking studio in it that can be upgraded, and leave me the fuck alone. And I'm almost there, guys. I'm almost there. Cheers. Cheers. Soon. So close I can smell it. I really can't smell anything because I have allergies and I smoke all day. Fuck. I can taste it. Is he trans? What? Yeah, buddy. My name's Saltina Sachet. You got a fucking problem with that? Hey, nobody ban him. Nobody ban him. Don't ban him. Hey, Gem Rat. Say trans rights. Say it. Say it, you big meathead fuck. Say it. Say it, punk bitch. Spit in your face. Say it. You ain't gonna do shit. Say it. Say trans rights. Come on. Come on, little doggy. Bark. Say it. Say it with your mouth. Say it, little man. That's what I thought, punk bitch. Squash me, nothing. Say trans rights out of your mouth right now, bitch. Say it to the alpha dog. Roll over and show me your belly. Right now. Show me your belly, you bigot. Say it, boy. Trans rights are human rights. Say it, little boy. Cute little guy. Motherfucker, I would tower over your monkey ass. Say trans rights. Say it, you little fucking beta bitch. I ain't one of your little gym bros. I ain't gassing you up because you pushed 145. I'll slap your face, spit in it. You know what you do? Stand there and go, really, dude? Honestly? For real? I know your type. Say trans rights, punk bitch. Say it. Say it out loud. Unburden your soul, you scum. Unburden your soul. Do one good thing with your life, you fucking loser. Say it. Say trans rights. Right now. Do it. You too, Tony Alston. I'll get to you later, because that name sounds British. I don't even need to push up on you. Your limey fucking tea-sipping ass will roll with just a little pressure. Say it, bitch. Say trans rights. Say it. Say it, ho. Do you understand, dude? Did you hear your alpha dog? Boo! You know what that means, bitch? Yeah, see? Dinor knows what it means. So do you. Say trans rights. Say it right now, you effeminate little bitch. Spit in your face. Say it. Say trans rights. Do one fucking good thing in your life. Say it. Say it, little boy. Say it, little boy. Push up on you, punk. Say it, boy. Say trans rights. Say trans rights are human rights, daddy. Say it. Say it, punk. Say it. You female, you want to come see? Why don't you come step to me in public and say that, you little punk bitch? You one of them whisperers, huh? I bet when you're in public, you're like, is that a tranny? You one of them whisperers, huh? You wouldn't say shit to my face, you punk little beta bitch. You know how I know that? Because you ain't out there fucking scoring no pussy right now. You're in here on a Saturday night at 11:40 arguing with me because you just won't say trans rights. That's how I know you're a little punk bitch. That's why I push up on you, spit in your bitch face.
No, you stay, Mr. Borky.
You know what a real Chad would do? He would have pushed back already. He wouldn't have been threatening me with no sexual congress. That's how I know you a little girl. You a sensitive little bitch. Say trans rights. Say it. Say trans rights or I'll slap your fucking face. Say it. Say it, punk. Say it. You're gonna jerk off to it tonight. Say it. Say it with your mouth. Open your mouth and tell us the truth. Trans rights are human rights. Say it. You sad, wimpy, tiny little man. Say it, bitch. Spit in your fucking bitch-ass bigoted face. Little fucking public whisperer, online warrior. Come say it. Punk-ass bitch. Reach out. Hit me up. At Paul's Ego on Twitter. You won't show. Hit me up. You know what I do to fucking anti-trans bigots? I slap them bitches in the face. Where I live, hit me up on Twitter, bitch. I ain't telling you out here in public. You better bet I'll get back to that ass, though. Come get it. What state I live in? California, bitch. Kill it, Cali. You really want to meet me? Slap your fucking face, you punk little bitch. Figures, lol. Yeah. Yeah, come on out here and see how we get down on the west coast. Let me guess. You a southern boy, ain't you? You a southern boy, ain't you? Why don't you do me a favor? Do a Google right now. Look up favorite porn by region. Why don't you read off what y'all, oh, New York, even better, the East Coast? Oh my God, dude. You want to see what, you want to see how we deal with East Coast? You remember that scene in Straight Outta Compton when that East Coast pussy band came to work with Dre and stepped to Compton and walked out of there like a bunch of Kango wearing bitches? Self-reported. You know they don't make men over 5'2" in New York. Say trans rights, lil ho. You wouldn't last a fucking New York minute in LA, bitch. Say trans rights. Your ass would be rolled and trolled as soon as you landed at LAX, bitch. We do it all day out here. Say trans rights, you punk little bitch. Be a man for once in your life. Roll over and show me your belly like a good beta bitch. And then go jerk off to some trans porn. Because I know what your type are into. The louder you won't say trans rights, the more you like to come to it. Say trans rights, prove me wrong. Say trans rights and prove me wrong. Say it one time in your fucking life. Do one thing that matters. Because you better hope that shit you were talking about hitting me up on Twitter was smoke. You better hope it was smoke, bitch. Say trans rights, punk. Say it, you little bigot. Say it, bitch. I'll fly to Cali, you really there? Land, bitch. You know where I'm at? You know where to find me? What do you mean, what's my Twitter? I already gave it to you. I don't repeat myself. They do that back on the East Coast because they're little rollover bitches. Come get at me, bro. Say trans rights. I'll save you an ass whooping and a face spitting and a teabagging. Because I'm taking you straight to the ground, bitch. I'm not even going to slap your face. I'm just going to take you, it's going straight to ground and pound. Your tiny little ass is going to go hard. And I'm going to make you say trans rights before you get up. I'm going to make you say trans rights before I let you stand back up and dust your little bitch ass off. And guess what you're going to do? You're going to fly back to the East Coast and keep talking shit on the internet, bitch. Say trans rights. That's all you got to do. Say it. Say it with your mouth. Say it, bitch. You've been told. Bigot. Say it. Say it and I'll show you if I got a dick or not. How about that? Say it. I'll whip this big hog out. That's what you want, right? Say it. I'll give you a glimpse. I don't even care about getting banned. I don't monetize this bitch. Say it. I'll whip that big fat dick out and give you the thrill of your life. Say it, bitch. Say it with your mouth. Tell the people what you really want. Tell the people what you really want, you soft, frail little bigot. I'll whip that big, fat dick out for you if you just say trans rights. Oh, I know you want to meet me, you little punk, because you want to suck this big fat dick. You a gay boy. Closeted. Bigot. Scum of the fucking earth. And if I ever see you, if you ever make good on that mouth, you're gonna know how we get down on the West Coast, motherfucker. Oh, possum. Possum, look, 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 look. Possum, possum, baby. Look. Baby,
What?
possum. You missed her. She just walked right by. Say trans rights and I'll whip it out right here and get banned. Say it. Open your hole and say it. Say it. Say, you bigoted little bitch. Tiny little man. You like looking down on people behind your veil of anonymity? Say it. I'll give you what you want. I'll show you what I got in my pants. I'll flop it out. Give you a good look. Say it. Pussy little bitch. Punk ass little pussy. Ain't gonna say shit. No show motherfucker. Ban him. Get him out. It's being too quiet. Get this groiper out of here too that's coping with him. He's not even worth being fucking shown. Get him out. Get his little bitch ass out. Bye, pussy. Get rough him up out of here. He ain't even worth my fucking time. Get him out. That's how you deal with a bigot. 100% of the time they back right down. 100%. You don't even have to get that brolic with them. You hear somebody say some shit like that in public, that's all you gotta do. It's completely safe because that motherfucker will never jump. Behind every bigot is a coward. You guys just saw? That dude acted like he was used to getting talked like that. That guy acted like he was used to getting talked up. Little bitch. Try it. Ain't gonna be no problem. You don't even have to get that brolic. Just be like, what the fuck did you just say? Oh, I didn't say nothing. That's what I thought you didn't say. Get your fucking little mouth shut. Get on. Whatever, man. All right. I didn't say anything, man. That's how you deal with a bigot. And if they try and step to you, just slap them, open-handed. They'll be stunned. Pah! And that's assault. If they come at me, it ain't assault. I'm defending myself. Slap them fucking bitches. Slap that bitch mouth. They ain't gonna come at you though. Never once in my life have I seen it happen. Seen a bigot get shut down at least 50, 60 times. Been personally involved at least a couple dozen. Never once gotten my ass beat for it though. How come you're mad? Because bigots are fucking shit. Because I don't cotton to bigots around here, boy. I hope you asking me that question doesn't mean you're a bigot, Randy. Don't ban him. You want a little taste too? Unban him. Unban him. Unban him. There he is. Say what? Ban him again. You can go. That's how you handle it, though. I'm not even really that kind of dude. I mean, I would fuck that little bitch up, but I'm not a dude that gets brolic, but I tell you what, dude, you got to handle fucking bigots. See? They will never, ever, ever pipe that shit up in fucking public. Ever. Frail little bitches. What are we talking about? Bigotry. Puss-ass little bigots that ain't used to being talked to like they deserve to be talked to. Getting all brolic about it. Spit on them. Abide no bigot. Cheers. Cheers. Wish Destiny talked down to you more. I mean, I don't care if people talk down to me. I'm used to that, trust me. I grew up poor, grew up in a blue-collar area, grew up in a fucking farming community. I'm used to people looking down their nose at me. That doesn't really get to me. A bigot does, though. Last time I checked, Destiny's not a bigot, so he's chill. DP in the chat. Oh, shit. Well, hold up. Let me fucking... Where's that at? Oh, shit. Well, hold up. I'm gonna make you a mod up in here just so I don't miss you again. God damn. Standard mod. You don't gotta do anything. I'm just like... I'm just doing that so I can see you next time, because I didn't even see you fucking post. I don't know who's on the account. Is it Ben? If so, what up? What up, player? Long time no speaky. I don't know if it's Billy. If it's Billy, what up, player? Long time no speaky. Hey, what up, man? Dude, I just want to let you know that now that I got your ear here, I mean, I try not to reach out because I don't want to stir up old shit. But if you ever want to have me on the show, you know what I mean? I won't co-stream it or nothing. I can't speak for the other guys, but you ever want to have me come on, we just do the old thing one time for the fucking homies, I'd be happy to do that, man. I owe a lot to that show, bro. I owe you at least that. And I'll be chill. You know me, dude. I haven't been a fucking dick to you about it. And I don't plan on doing it. So get at me wherever you want to get at me, dude. I'd be happy to do that. I will not speak for the other guys, obviously, but I'd be happy to do that. You know, I don't know if you hear, but, you know, when people in my chats and shit try and shit talk you or whatever, I always correct that shit. And I let them know how much I appreciate you for giving me a start in this business. A lot of people don't know that Ben, not TJ, was the first dude to like come up with the idea of having me as a guest. He was the guy that reached out. You know what I mean? People think it was TJ, but it was Ben. And I gotta tell you, that fucking phone call and that opportunity changed my whole fucking life, bro. And I owe that to you. And I appreciate that. And I hope you know that. Well, now you do. Cheers, cheers. So get at me on Twitter or wherever the fuck, right? It's at Paul's Ego on Twitter, at Paul's Ego on Reddit, at Paul's Ego on Discord. Hit me up wherever for you. Nah, man, thank you. Sincere too. I've said it a million times, but you know, like I'm not a reach out kind of guy, especially when there's tension and there's bullshit. But I gotta tell you, dude, it's been years since there was tension from me. Years. I've been doing well. I hope the same for you. You know what I mean, bro? So be well, and yeah, hit me up, dude. I'll go on your show any day. Any day. You just let me know. Probably won't be like a fixture, but I'll come back for an episode. We'll do the old thing. That's cool, man. That's really cool. Good, good. So glad I tuned in tonight. Well, yeah. Well, you know how that is. I mean, there's a lot of folks over there still watching VP that were, there when I was there. And it's like, why would I not? Like, even if I had a big hate boner for Ben, which I clearly don't, why would I go like, no, I don't want to talk to those folks? It's like, why? I was invited to your meetup in Vegas, but didn't feel comfortable coming. Well, I hope you'll feel comfortable coming to the next one, bro. It's going to be on the East Coast. You would be so fucking welcome, bro. So welcome. Like, because I know I wasn't the one that invited you, so that means either Scotty or TJ did it, which means you're fucking gold, bro. Like I said, I'm not Mr. Reach Out, but Gym Rat's on the East Coast, though. Oh, shit. That's right. Fuck. We're doing it in Fiji. Gym Rat ain't gonna show. If he does, I'll let the security slap his fucking bitch-ass mouth if he gets brawling. I'll let the big-ass fucking yoked security guy that's always there just slap him up. That'll be fun. Ben's fucking fit now, too. Oh, yeah? Cool. I'm not. I'm sloppy and fat. I'm working on it, though. I'm in better shape than I was 6 months ago. I'll tell you that goddamn fucking much. Gym Rat's moving to Fiji. Fuck. All right. Guam. You know what? Fuck that. Bangladesh. Right in the middle of the riots. Yeah, Billy's still on the show. I peep in there every once in a while. I can't stay away. I had to stop eating every other day. Oh, you're doing the like hyper fasting thing, bro. Yeah, that's not. I mean, dude, whatever you're doing though, congrats on the fucking fitness journey and shit, dude. Because I'm on mine and I know how hard that shit is, bro. But yeah, I couldn't do that. You know what I did, dude? This is gonna sound crazy. You knowing me, like all the meals we ate together, I stopped eating meat. I don't know if you heard. I'm a lacto-ovo pescatarian now. I'll eat like shrimp and eggs and milk products, cheese and shit, but I don't eat beef, pork, chicken, poultry of any kind anymore. I haven't had it. Now it's been like 6 months. The last time I had it, well, maybe not 6 months. I've had it one time in 6 months. I had corned beef and cabbage on St. Patrick's Day at my mom's. Yeah. Yeah, so that, and dude, like, I know it sounds fucking retarded, because I was Mr. fucking pizza and a burger. Oh, corned beef. That's the thing, though, because I'm not doing it from, like, necessarily, like, a standpoint of, like, ethics, animal ethics or whatever, although I do believe that, like, we should treat animals better, but that's beside the point. I did it for health, and it actually changed my relationship with food. Now I have to make sure I eat enough. Like, I'm a dude, like, as soon as I get that message now from my gut that's like, you're full, I'm like, well, I push away whatever plate I'm eating. If I'm halfway through it, like today, I ordered a 6-inch sandwich from this place called Ike's that makes these vegan sandwiches. And I ate it. I ate half of it, so it was cut in half. It was 2 3-inch little mini sandwiches. I ate that. When I got to the end of it, I looked at it and I was like, dude, I can't even save this because it's all lettuce and shit. It's just going to wilt. So I threw that motherfucker away. Dude, that's fucking crazy for me. I ate a 3-inch sub for lunch and a bowl of gnocchi with kale for dinner. And that's what I ate today. And that's all I will eat today. Yeah, the Baconator days are done, man. But what I was saying is, because I'm not doing it for an ethical reason, I did it for health reasons. One of the things we're going to do if we're in the New York area for this meetup, which it's looking like we might be. In fact, I think we're trying to make that happen. We're gonna go to, what's that fucking deli? Do you know, Ben, that fucking deli that does the pastrami Reuben? It's like an old kosher Jewish deli. What the fuck is that place called? Cats. I was like, dude, I'm off the diet because I gotta get that sandwich, bro. Well, I guess there's a couple places, but yeah. Did you lose any weight? 60 pounds in the last 5 months. Yeah, and more than 60 pounds, honestly. I just haven't weighed in since my last doctor's appointment. I don't weigh myself. That's another part of my fucking weird psychology. If I check my weight all the time, I get obsessed with it, and then I fucking start, like, there are days where you're just retaining a little water or something, or you ate a big meal and you're a pound heavier, and you just go, fuck it, man. I'm just gonna get a pizza. Oh, no. Eat your feelings, and then you're fat again. I just can't let myself do that. You been to Katz's? Is it? I've heard it's expensive as fuck and busy as fuck. Is it worth the sandwich? Because you've taken me me specifically to some legit spots, so I know you know. I'll trust your word. Because if it ain't worth it, then fuck it. I'm not going to it. Expensive, I know. Hard to get into, I know. I'm willing to fucking go through the hurdle. Is it worth the fucking money to get it? Yes, but I would split it. Oh, yeah. I probably won't eat the whole thing. Probably split it with my wife, I imagine. That's usually what we do if there's some big honking thing now. Heard the portions are really big. That's one of the reasons why, I want to go there. I want to eat that big, fresh pastrami, man. It looks so good on that fucking rye bread. Oh, kill me. But see, I can do that without like betraying my ethics or whatever the fuck. I'm just doing it dietarily. So that's kind of neat. I love some marble rye. Yeah, me too. I love all kinds of bread though. You know what's some good ass bread? You made me think of it just now. You remember that fucking bread that they had at Outback? I haven't been at Outback in like 15 years. But I know you'll probably remember. Outback Steakhouse has this dark oaty bread that they serve with like warm, brown, dark brown oat bread with the fucking butter, bro. Bruh. It was kind of sweet too, if I remember. Yeah, it is. It's slightly sweet. Yeah, it's got like honey. Like there's honey baked in it, maybe. It's lightly sweet, and then that butter, that warm, frothed up butter that you just like. Bro, back in the day, I don't know how it is now. Like, people that have been to an Outback in the last 5 years, like, is the bloomin' onion still the jam? Because I tell you what, dude, I used to go just for that. Like, I'd get an entree, but really the only reason I was there was for the brown bread and the bloomer with that sauce. I'll join in, but I need to grab a beer. All right, buddy. I mean, dude, I can go, like, I can have you on, like, as a guest or whatever. There's a thing where we can stream together if you want to do that. Like, I'll start a new stream. I don't give a fuck. This is my fuck around channel, so. Yeah, if you want to come on and just yak for a bit, I'm down for that. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Keep it easy, breezy, and greasy. Yeah, but I'm down as fuck, bro. Whenever, like, that would be chill as fuck. I can move it into my inside kind of setup too, real quick, if we're gonna do that. But I'm not trying to put you on the spot. I just didn't know what you meant. He said he's gonna grab a beer, so when he gets back from the beer, I'll ask him again. Is your favorite flower tulips? Tulips on my ass. You gotta get up a lot earlier in the morning to get me, Brianna. You know this. I don't fall for that. Dude, I don't get ligma but maybe once a year, okay? And it's a real good one. Patrons only for that. I mean, Ben can do it that way. I'm not even trying to make content off it on my end. I just want to go on there and have a good conversation with him and Billy. That'd be chill as fuck. I'd be down as a motherfucker. Watch some old lol cows and shit. We did a lol cow gauntlet, but it was mostly just me chastising people for making fun of lol cows. It was a little preachy, probably. But I haven't done like a lol cow look in a long time. We can make that happen. I mean, if you want to, yeah, dude. Like I said, I don't want to put you on the spot, but if you want, I don't know where you want to hit me up. Oh, you're buddies with the King. I see. Well, I covered. Did we cover Cobes? Yeah, we did. We covered Cobes in the lol cow gauntlet. Most of the lol cows I ended up covering from a sympathetic viewpoint. The ones that I wanted, that I had more negativity to say about, we didn't get to because we hit the 6-hour wall. But yeah, no, the lol cows and shit. I have a perspective on it that'll be fun for sure. Reminds me of myself. I just gave up. Yeah, I like Cobes. You know what I mean? And I think that like he's got a right to be a fat fucking drunk loser. You know what I mean? And I hate that people fuck with him and get him kicked out of his apartment and shit. We did cover DSP. I'm trying to remember, and you guys will have to correct me. It's been a few months and a few gauntlets since we did the lol cow gauntlet, but we did Gorgeous George, which I know that Ben might remember. Gorgeous George Yared, or Gay, George Alexander Yared is his actual name. Gay. So we covered him. That was the first lol cow that I remember getting into on the internet way back in the like 2008, 9, kind of like I became aware, because I was never a big something awful guy. So once it hit the wider internet, I became aware of the pranking and the pranking his public access show. Anyway, I don't want to go all into it, but we did George. We did, obviously, we had to talk about Chris, and from a very, like, sympathetic viewpoint, because some of the shit, I don't care what Chris has done, even down to fucking their mother. Like, some of the shit that the trolls did to Chris in those early fucking years was absolutely inhuman. And so we covered Chris, we covered Cobes. And I think we got so sidetracked covering Cobes that we didn't get to Jared Genesis and Cyrax, who I had way less good things to say about and way less of a beef with the people that fucking A-logged them, because they deserve it. But like the people that A-logged Phil, it's just kind of like, come on. DSP and Wings, you know me and my fat empathy, so I never liked it, people A-logging poor little Wings. Chris was coming to the BronyCon in Bellevue, and Billy and I were gonna take her to dinner, but he got arrested a week before. What the fuck, bro? Oh, I was saying before you went and got a beer, like, if you would like to join this, I can go start another stream, because I don't give a fuck. This is my fuck around channel, so I can go start another stream and we can do that co-streaming thing, or I can get you on Discord. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I hate typing. Maybe you're better at typing than I am, because I can't fucking type. But thanks for chilling with us, though. I'll go get a beer, too. Fuck it. Finish this fucking diet Arnold Palmer, and I'll go get a fucking real... I'll go get a beer. Fucking A, man. I want a burr. Well, the camera was on the whole time, huh? Huh. Camera was on the whole time. That took longer than I expected. Dude, I'm actually kind of jazzed. I don't know if it was people just stirring up shit, but I remember people reached out to me like 6 months ago or some shit, maybe longer, honestly. I don't remember when it happened, but they were like, DP something, I can't remember which episode you guys are on. It was the 800th or the 900th or the 1000th, maybe. And they were talking about how like they invited you guys all to come on, but nobody came on. And I was like, I think people were probably just stirring shit. No, I know. Trust me, I'm aware, bro. I know it's probably just as bad for you as it is for me. It's like people have been trying to get me on paper saying some shitty shit about you since 2018 when we fucking parted ways. And whatever shit we had between us, that's just like bad business where I'm from. I don't do that. I don't shit talk people who put me on. I don't shit talk people I used to work with because we didn't get along personally sometimes. You know what I mean? See, that's what I'm saying. That got reinterpreted through the fucking drama mill to mean like, Ben said he invited everybody, but nobody got back to him. And I was like, bro, that's how it goes, though. You know how it is, dude. People have been trying to get me on record, shit talking you, dragging you, telling things I might know about you, this, that, and the other, right? And I'm just like, what? Like, dude, I may be an asshole. I cop to that, bro. But I'm not a fucking snake. Like, say what you want about me. I did go back and watch some clip at one point, I think. Got a little salty. Because it, like, I think Jeff was there. Jeff Holiday. Who I had to like fucking rack my brain about Jeff Holiday. I was like, Jeff who-a-day? But he was saying some wild shit and I got salty and I might have said some fucking nasty shit, but you know how it is. I don't like that guy. I'd rather he not be on the, unless you want some fucking fireworks, but I'd rather he not be part of our little DP excursion, but but dude, I'm a fucking total cock, but I'm not a snake. Say what you want. Yeah, no, it's all good. Like, I'm not trying to shit talk the dude. I really honestly remember very little about interacting with him back in the DP days and shit, so I'm not trying to poop on him. I'm just saying, like, somebody sent me a clip of the show and he was saying some shit and that just wasn't true, and at least from my perspective, about me, right? Like, talking about what his interactions with other people, I don't know what the fuck happened. I never speak for other people. Dude, oh, see, we're doing it in public now, but people won't know. Dude, we could do some kayfabe shit where I just, like, show up and I'm like, what's up, punk-ass, bitch-ass Ben? Bitch-ass Billy? How you doing over here on DP, the fucking fail show that I fucking left? You know, just heal it up. Just heal it up for the audience, you know what I mean? Get Billy back in the fucking, you know, whatever. I just think that would be a fun way to, like, bring me in, maybe. Just don't tell anybody, you know what I mean? I do a run-in. Yeah. Put me through the table, bro. Yeah, that would require us getting back together, but, dude, hey, if I get my way, I'm going to be moving a lot closer to Washington. My wife has family. Her parents live in Washington, so they live in and around Seattle, so I'm up there. You know what I mean? So we can make that shit happen, bro. Thanksgiving, I'm gonna be up there. I'm just letting you know. Just let the gears turn. You know what I mean? Because I'll be in Seattle for Thanksgiving. So at the very least, let's do that. Yeah, And if Bill wants to come, he's always welcome. Obviously, love to see him too. But at the very least, let's do that shit. Let's have a drink. Maybe go see a show or some shit while I'm in town. Fucking A, bro. Absolutely. Busting through like stone cold. I want to work for a tour company that does grunge tours around Seattle. Ooh. Well, dude, I will tell you that like one of my favorite fucking concert experiences to this day was seeing P-Lander Z with you, dude. Getting fucking P-Lander Z, getting fucking P-Lander Pink to sign my shit, and rocking out in the front fucking row of that was epic, bro. And that, dude, I was so wasted that night, bro. We had such a good meal too. Didn't we go to that like German sausage brat brew house place? We had a couple beers there and some sausage, and then like, yeah. And then we just like walked. I remember you made me hoof it because I was all in shape. I was down to like 270, so you're like, no, we're just gonna hoof it, bro. I was like, all right. Walked up to the fun house. Yeah, Allstott, that was it. Yeah, I remember. That place was dope. The big bench seating in there and shit. That was good shit. And then, yeah, we walked up to the fun house there in Seattle, and just fucking P-Lander just rocked out, bro. I think all the time about, because like, dude, that was a cool moment for me, especially at that time, because I was still just like, I was always kind of like provisional. I never knew month to month what was going to happen, really. And that was a cool thing that we did together that made me think like, you know what, things are probably all right. Like, Ben and I may not see eye to eye personally, we got some differences and shit, but like, there's no way he's gonna spend all day with me like that if he fucking hates my guts. So that helped smooth things over quite a bit there, which was cool, for me at least. You know, the shit that happened shortly thereafter notwithstanding, which is a whole different fucking ball of wax you and I can talk about whenever you want, you know. For my part, I did what I had to do. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the short of it. Billy has a new album you should check out. I did, actually. Somebody sent me a cut from it, and I was like, what? There's a whole fucking album of this? Dude, Billy is fire. I've actually been putzing around with rap and shit with Marshall Manson. It goes by Andrew now. But he's, you know, a producer and shit, and I've got this whole rap persona, Beauregard, that I do. No, dude, there was never any hate. I didn't know the difference because I was very insecure about my position. You know, you were 50% of that business, and I wanted you to like me, and you were and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Here's what I've assumed, assuming you and I would probably never speak again, right? I assumed that the kind of abrasive thing that was between us was a combination of a couple of fucking things. Number one, unnatural worry at me being too big of a part of your show. And maybe I'm wrong about that. And number two, you're a dude that's like very resistant to manipulation. Right? Like, that's what I remember about you. Because there are subtle manipulation tactics that people use in everyday life to smooth things over, like body language stuff, tone of voice stuff, certain word choices, you know what I'm saying? And like, none of that would ever work on you if you were trying to nail me to a point. You know, my hokey kind of California country ass, mea culpa, let's agree to disagree shit never worked on you. I think both are true. There you go. Then I was right. Because, you know, like, but like that sort of thing is like, some people don't necessarily meld well in a business sense. And here's how I always felt about you. I felt like, fuck, man, 90% of the time, at least, when I go out with Ben, there were a couple of times we showed our asses in public, you and I both, over some bullshit. But that being said, 90% of the time we were in public together and it wasn't the show, right? It was dope. And then, like, yeah, those times in the studio before the shows when you would show up and we'd have those whole, like, that's what I was getting to. Was like the bridge I felt like between me and you was always music. Because, you know, you would play some crazy shit and I would play some shit, and we seemed to have like similar backgrounds, like our love of Howard Stern. Like, we used to talk for hours about Stern. You remember that shit? Just smoking the best weed in the world and talking about Howard Stern. Well, we said, dude, what a crazy life we live, bro. You ever think that shit? I do all the time, bro. I think about especially that time when DP was like a whole different fucking universe, right? I'm not shitting. Neither one of us have seen that height again and probably never will. But fuck, bro. That shit was wild, wasn't it? Wild. Did we not get to do some baller fucking shit? Did we not get to live like kings sometimes, bro? Even if it was just, I'm not trying to say we never will again. Fuck, I hope we both do. But I'm just saying, didn't we fucking get to do it? We had fun, bro. That's what I remember. I try and tell people that. It's like, at the time, were Ben and I the best of buds? Fuck no. Like, I found out, let me tell you this while you're here. I think if we did it again, we could probably reach it again. I mean, that's a whole nother story, right? But you know, probablys and maybes and all of that are fun. But yeah, dude, I just feel like that momentum would be real hard to capture. I felt like I was riding on a fucking meteor, bro, for a while there. I had Jake Tapper responding to me in Twitter DMs and shit. It was fucking wild. We were a national news story for a minute there, and we were the biggest show on YouTube by a country mile. Look at all the imitators and duplicators. We basically invented YouTube drama / politics debate bro shit. Fucking 5 years before anybody was doing it. That is fucking lightning in a bottle, bro. Fucking crazy. We created if the Beatles get back to we created a if the Beatles, yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't even know, dude. I don't even know about what, like, that's the whole thing about DP is, like, I think about the fun fucking time of that and the roller coaster, dude. Everything about my life was a roller coaster. It was like almost like I was seeking that. So I was living a very domesticated existence prior to DP. You know, very much like white picket fence kind of shit. And then, like, all of a sudden I'm fucking partying with famous people, and I'm like traveling all over the fucking states, and I'm on a show that's like just like going to the moon. And it was like fucking culture shock, bro. Culture shock. Immediate culture shock. Like, I'll never forget that fucking steakhouse you guys took us to that you and I got in a fucking fight at. I'd never, like, I gotta be honest with you, dude, I'm not trying to reveal I'd never been to a restaurant like that in my life. And to walk in there in hoodies and cargo pants stinking of weed was the wildest thing I think I've ever done, culinarily speaking. And then getting in a drunken, wine-drenched argument. El Gaucho, bro, yeah. Isn't that where, like, fucking Bill Gates eats and shit? I was like, what? We're sitting at this fucking beautiful restaurant with this beautiful picture window that, like, looks out over the city. How do you remember all this? Bro, you don't understand what it's like to be on that type of a thing, bro. Well, Ben still lives in that area. He probably still goes to El Gaucho once in a while and shit. He knows. I don't remember these names. I thought you were talking to me. Paul talked too much this stream. Legit. I don't even fucking know, bro. Ben's dick was there before Scotty's. Oh my god, dude. Are you guys really like... See, this is what I'm talking about, dude. This type of shit every night. Somebody fucking nuke that, please. Got me to read it, too. I'm sitting here all fucking stoned. Son of a bitch. Just like people want to fucking poke me about this. Constantly. And I had legit nothing to do with anything. I knew fucking nothing. And it's just like, oh man, dude, they want it so bad. They want it so bad. Can you finally reveal a reason why you guys broke up? Well, here's the problem with that. So a lot of people assume, I think, that I was in on meetings and shit when I wasn't, and I had no right to be. I wasn't an owner of the business. I was a contracted employee of Drunken Peasants, or whatever the Shell Corp, you know, the LLC was. I almost said Shell Corporation, yeah. Whatever Cayman Islands Shell Corporation you guys were. No, I'm kidding. No, but I was an employee. So like when it comes to what went on between Ben and TJ and Scotty, I think a lot of people think I was like brought in on all that, and I hate to fucking blow you guys' minds, but I wasn't. So I can talk about my end of it, and I can describe what happened. There were issues with the show. I'm not going to go into what those issues were because they're none of anybody's business, and it doesn't matter. The show had hit a fucking rough patch. A lot of it, like I will talk about some of it, a lot of it was fucking adpocalypse. Hit the show like a fucking ton of bricks. We all of a sudden realized that our studio was in a high-rise in Bellevue. You know what I mean? It was like crazy, right? I was living in that. You know what I mean? Like I was like, what? I'm barely making my rent. What am I doing? It was just like a fucking ton of bricks, right? And it revealed from my perspective, and this is not to put words in anybody's mouth, as a contracted employee, it revealed a rift in vision for the show. What those particular visions exactly were, I wasn't privy to. But it was clear from my perspective, being limited as it was, that things were not going well. Numbers-wise, money-wise, harmony-wise, right? And one day, the Kirks came to me, and I was staying with, not staying with them, but I was over at TJ's house when it happened. I remember that. And I got no problem telling, because it was, you know, this is my perspective on it. I was over there smoking weed and doing what I did on their porch, and they approached me and said, hey, man, DP ain't working out. Various reasons. It's just stagnant. We want to start something new. We want you to come with us. And I was like, whoa. And I will tell you guys now, and I think I've told you guys before, I fucking begged them to reconsider. I was like, guys, we are on the cusp of something that could be fucking like I won't even make the money, and I want you to make the money. It's like, are you guys sure this can't be worked? No, this can't be worked out. I was like, fuck. And so, oh my God, we'd all kill for a fucking, dude, I'd kill for half of our numbers back then. Whatever it was, bro, like I said, it's up to you. And I don't want to speak for you or anybody else. I'm telling you from my perspective, right? It could have been worked out. Dude, I begged these dudes. And they basically told me that it wasn't going to work. I don't know all of the machinations of that, and what I do know is nobody's fucking business. It's private shit, private business shit. But I had a choice to make, and I asked the guys, you guys want, you put me on the spot here? They were like, no, take your time. We're not going to do, it's not something we're doing tomorrow. I was like, okay. So I thought about it. And the day came where, it wasn't that much longer in the future. And I was conflicted as fuck. Because I got a gun to my head. Like, if I go and talk with Ben about it before, then I've basically made my choice. You know what I mean? And so I just I decided. TJ and I creatively were way closer. We had ideas. We were brainstorming shit between the two of us that had nothing to do with DP. That sounded fun. The pitch for the show sounded fun. Their plan for Cinema for Cynics sounded fun. And I didn't see how the show ripped in half would work. And so I made my choice, and I don't regret it, as much as it may seem like I do, talking about how wonderful it was and how wonderful it could have been and all of that, right? Because my life is pretty cool. I don't make a fuck ton of money, and I probably never will doing this, but I really like what I do. I hope that shows in what I do, if nothing else. It is a crazy business, and I understand the value of having even a Z-list name in that business is fucking crazy. So I love what I do. I'm very protective of it. And, going back in time and changing my mind this way or that way would monkey with a whole lot more than just, you know what I mean? Like, it would change my whole life. And I'm never attracted to that kind of fantasy. But, you know what I mean? Like, it is why I love working for you guys, yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, we do, and by the way, Crafty, I saw your DM today. I didn't get back to you, but suffice it to say, like, I thought it was just going to be like a Onion Nuggets kind of release. But if you're working on if you're crafting a really comprehensive thing, I'll toss you some money, bro. We can talk about it privately, but I'll toss you a little extra guap. I'll jump into a call with you if you want. All right, bud. Bet. Give me a few minutes. I'm going to go inside and set up my inside streaming. Where can I hit you up at so we can get Discord acquainted? Or are we already Discord acquainted? I know I've got the same account I had back then. I don't think I ever unfriended you, but if I did, it's just at Paul's Ego over there. We can figure it out. But yeah, or you can hit me up on Twitter at Paul's Ego, whatever. We're still friends on Discord? Bet. Okay, give me a few minutes. Give me like 5-10 minutes to get my lighting on and my shit together. And I will hit you up on Discord, all right, buddy? All right, I'll see you guys soon. Make sure you make it there, yeah?